what do you understand by the term mental health?
Being capable to achieve your goals regardless of how you're feeling. Overcoming mental hurdles.
Who is a mental champion?
Mental health champion.
Yeah, mental health champion.
I would say is someone who has been in a position where they have been going through mental health illnesses or problems rather, and has chosen themselves and has overcome them successfully and continuously strives not to go back where they were. Consistency beats speed any day, and also have faith. Always bet on yourself. Like, you know, in a casino, they say the house always wins. You are the house. Bet on yourself.
Hello, wonderful humans. Welcome to Modern Day Comfort by your host, Martin Sambia, where we advocate for mental health and personal growth through visual arts and talks. And today we have a very, very magnificent guest with us who goes by the name Arnold Akali and who happens to be a mental health champion and many other things. Welcome again, Arnold Akali.
Yes. First off, thank you for watching this. My name is Arnold Akali, as I said. I'm a mental health champion. I serve as a peer counsellor at Kenya Methodist University, Nairobi campus. I also have I wouldn't say NGO, but an organization called Comunidad Diaspora that basically deals
Comunidad?
Comunidad.
Comunidad.
It's okay. Spanish for community.
Oh, okay.
So yeah. So and then hope is Espoir is hope in French.
In French. Oh, okay.
So it's collab.
A collab of two languages. Okay.
Yeah. So it's basically an organization that deals in mental health and mostly just giving back to the community and giving people, let's say, a second chance at many things such as friendships, because we advocate for building meaningful friendships that whenever you feel like you need someone to talk to or someone to cheer you up, you have somewhere to go. So we make that possible through our WhatsApp group. So you can, as long as there's a vetting, it's not really a vetting, but if you request to join that group, we assume that you're giving yourself a second chance at friendship. Even if you messed up before with friends, there are those people who, let's say, we've been friends before, but we fell out because of something, and you still feel like you need a friend and you're willing to give yourself a second chance, and yeah, and you learn from your mistakes. You can give yourself another chance, make new friends. Also at our events, just come socialize. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for that. Quite a representation, a presentation. Yeah, that is dope. And also, you happen to be a mental health champion, and maybe someone outside here is maybe curious to know who a mental health champion is. So maybe you can just define, like, what do you understand by the term mental health, and then who is a mental health champion?
So mental health could easily mean uh, having the mental capacity, or rather, putting yourself in a position where you believe you can overcome what you're currently feeling so that you can achieve something greater. I'd like to give an example, but I feel the meaning of mental health has not proper pro, has not come out properly. So I would also redefine it as uh, being capable to achieve your goals regardless of how you're feeling. And to achieve your goals, you have to have the mental fortitude to do it. So as long as it's in your mind and you have the courage to speak it, you already have enough strength to achieve it. Yeah, so I'd say overcoming mental hurdles. That's what I would define as mental health.
Okay. And now, who is a mental champion?
Mental health champion.
Yeah, mental health champion.
I would say is someone who has been in a position where they've been going through mental health illnesses or problems rather, and has chosen themselves and has overcome them successfully and continuously strives not to go back where they were. Because in as much as you've overcome, let's say, depression, uh, many things, life is a cycle.
Yeah.
So many, and every day we do different things. You might have a routine, but that routine sometimes it flops. So, and it might kind of kurudisha nyuma.
Okay.
So yeah, so you just choose not to go back. You just choose to wake up every day. Just showing up is not 100% every day.
Yeah.
Today it's 100%. Tomorrow 80. Tomorrow you're not feeling it. The next day after that 30. On Friday it's 100. So I think showing up for yourself every day is being a mental health champion.
Okay. Yeah, that is well put. And today our main topic is going to be learning to want what you need rather than needing what you want. And maybe just to break it down, like what is the difference between needs and wants in your own terms?
Okay, needs and wants. I'd say wants. This might be controversial, but
Okay.
wants, I think, material mostly, and to acquire them, you need material. Let's say money, 60, but needs require discipline. To get them, you just need discipline. You can't get them any other way. You just need discipline.
Okay, thank you for that. And maybe in your life, if you are just to look at your life, like what will you consider as wants? Like what are you wanting at the moment? And honestly speaking, these are wants.
Uh, I want a car, man.
You want a car?
So I don't need it. I can live without it,
Yeah.
but I just want to have it.
Okay.
I'd say at the moment, the top of my want should be a car.
Okay.
Yeah, should
Yeah.
be a car.
Yeah, that is that. Okay, and when we go to our needs, like what do you think you need? Now, in substitute of a car, what do you think you need on a substitute of a car?
Substitute of a car, the job,
You need a job.
a well-paying job,
Yeah.
stable, well-paying job.
Well-paying job. Yeah, but yeah, and that is how it is. Like I feel like even someone needing a car is a want, but someone needing a car, like I feel like kuna this point in life where a car will be a necessity. Like you will need it. Like public vehicle will be disadvantaging you over having your private car. But maybe at the moment, maybe what we need is a, like a stable financial flow. Yeah, exactly. Then
The keyword, by the scratch that job,
uh,
income flow.
income flow.
Yeah.
Income flow. Then I need later. Okay, what else do you think? Maybe like now, relationship wise, what do you think? Do you want relationship wise?
Uh, uh, Relationship wise.
Uh-huh.
So, in by relationship wise,
It could be romantic. It could be a friendly one, family one.
family one. I would say advance more cohesion,
Mm-hmm.
like where there is minimal Ile watu wanapitana tu frequently, like ni kidogo but watu wanapitana sana. It keeps happening, it keeps happening, it keeps happening.
Okay.
So I'd want stable graph of family cohesion.
Sure.
Romantically, I think I'm satisfied. Yeah, friends, have friends. I actually have really good friends.
Yeah. Okay.
What would you say
Or
top of your list of wants?
top of my list of wants, I would say like earlier, like car. I really wanted a car, and I also wanted, I wanted a car. I wanted to be able to, like, to be able to travel as much as I can, you know, as much as I can. But now with time, like after really understanding it, nakuja na notice, yeah, like for the, like unaona hiyo for the car, hiyo breakdown that we break, hiyo, that is what like I'm standing for at the moment. Alafu also like for traveling, I want to travel out of necessity. I just want a purposeful traveling. And funny enough, I was talking to someone and I came to notice that kuna this point in life ukifika, like you don't even use your money. You don't use your money. Like, let me just give you an example. Like maybe you've been to an event, alafu the speaker was coming. If you really look at them, utapata maybe their transport has been taken care of, the hotel has been taken care of, they're still being paid at the end of the day. Imagine maybe this is something that has happened for a whole week. Of course, those busy people, unapata throughout the year that has been their lifestyle. So unapata tu their money is accumulating in the bank, and also like that is now the state. Like that is what I kind of feel like I used to want that life, lakini sikuwa najua the background of it. Now the background of it is putting in the work. So like I need to put in the work. So that is what I need to do. Alafu maybe that would be a byproduct of it. So yeah, kuna those type of people who don't use them. I'm sure even Elon Musk doesn't use his money. He doesn't. And I feel like that aspect, yeah, maskini atazidi kuwa maskini na tajiri atatajiriki zaidi, ni like I feel like that is the line, like that is what normally happen. Kuna point in life ukifika where you just add value, like you honestly don't have to use anything, because unapata even to small capture of maybe small things that happen in your life. Kuna those time maybe you are in a big restaurant just because you needed like a busy like a meeting, you know, with like that person aliona the value in you, akaona let them host you maybe for lunch in this car, you know. Na kuna those people who have always been there because of their pocket. When now they don't have anything in their pocket, they can't show up, they can't be there. Yeah. So na pia inaonesha money is like an energy. Money is not like a tool. Yani it's not like money is a tool. It's not something that should control us. So it is a tool. Like I feel like in that case, money is serving you. Like even you don't have to interact with it directly, but it is just adding value to you. It's making things easier for you. And I feel like here understanding that grasp in as a kill our mental attitude towards money, because ukiangalia the ones, kuna those people who believe like having a big house, it's what will make them happy. But honestly speaking, for you to call a house a home, it comes with peace, you know, like you just creating peace in your environment and fulfillment. Now that is a home that we need, you like we crave for. Yeah.
And having people to share it with.
And having people to share it with, people with like honest and healthy relationship. But unapata so other people think that, and kuna this aspect of inward success and outward success. I feel like so once need the way you said it, like the material stuff. So the ones need like the outward success, like what the standard that the society sets it for you. Alafu the needs is what you need as an individual. Honestly speaking, you need a good health. So unapata what will you go for? Healthy food.
Exactly.
But unapata someone else can confuse that, like kuna watu they will define maybe a healthy being ni maybe when you are just dopamine iko on another level, una get. So they will go maybe for toxic drugs, and that is what they like kuna those people who consider happiness as a form of highness, you know, na kuna mtu mwenye happiness to them is just peace. Yeah, on a Friday night just being with your girl in the house iko another form of peace than someone who will be outside, yeah, like taking a lot of risks in life, you know. Yeah, so pia, yeah, we really have to understand what needs and wants are, and pia the people who are watching, feel free to share your opinions there on the comment section.
Yeah,
Okay.
Needs and wants.
Yeah. And maybe do you have something to conclude on in this topic?
I would say we can to fully achieve what we need. We can't do it fully on our own. And as much as discipline comes from within, we need to, let's say, have like accountability partner or someone who, if in case you're going left kidogo, he or she steers you back to the path. Also, keeping your friends in check might be, some might feel it as infringing on their personal space, but I feel like if we are friends, no, friends are family we choose. So if I choose you to be my friend, just like my family, let's say my father would see, my father sees me going this way, he'll make sure I'm back to track. So I feel like let's not feel like we are overstepping, unless you actually are overstepping, and in that time, I think your friend will tell you, I think you're overstepping here and here. I have this covered. Yeah. So discipline, guys. So I think people should be more disciplined to achieve their needs.
And also look for accountability partners.
Yes.
Yeah, but they really, really play a role. Someone who challenges you to be a better version of yourself. They really, really do that. Our next segment is gratitude, and maybe in your terms, what is gratitude to you?
Gratitude is not taking a gesture for granted.
Okay, yeah, 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 that is dope. So, can you consider like what are you most grateful about at the moment?
At the moment.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, first off, my dad. Uh, I could go on and on about my dad, but yes, my dad. Uh, most I feel the most gratitude for him. Uh, my family at large, uh, my partner, my wonderful girlfriend. Yeah, that's just about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And also for you, for this friendship you recently made.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm humbled. I'm humbled to hear that part. And also, now as we are speaking, I'm grateful for this moment also. Because, yeah, behind the camera, I've really learned a lot. And I genuinely appreciate. Okay, and maybe like according to you, what do you think could have been the reason? Maybe I know kuna point in life maybe you are not grateful for something, and like gratitude is more of a state of mind, and many people do fail to embrace it because I feel like maybe somehow lack of awareness, like not being aware of what we have. Yeah. So have you ever been that point in your life? Gratitude is something that has always been there in your life.
Not exactly.
Yeah.
There are times I've taken gestures for granted. There are times where I've focused on what I would, what I don't have, or rather, what I would prefer having, and not focus on what I already have. Uh, or rather, the things I've not achieved that I had planned to achieve, and Sometimes you might plan to achieve something and you achieve a different thing that you had not planned for. So you end up beating yourself up for this thing you didn't achieve, but there's this one that you didn't plan for, it has come. So you tend to shrug it. Yeah, so I think I've had those
Those
moments.
moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too. Me too. Like earlier, I did the same, and it was a shady moment. But honestly speaking, what I came to learn, for you to embrace gratitude to another level, you really need to understand that you are competing with yourselves. At the moment you compete with anyone outside you, I feel like comparison. At the moment you compare yourself with anyone else, be honestly speaking, oh, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you can tell it's very old.
Okay.
I know, I can tell the roots are dead by now,
Yeah.
so it might be failing anytime. Yeah, but what I've learned, like at the moment, the less you compare yourself with other people, the more grateful you become, and the more you compare yourself with other people, the less grateful you become. Because honestly speaking, kuna someone who has this better watch than mine, better life, and like everyone has their best things more than what you have. But if you are to compete with yourself, you'll just understand that, man, like hakuna another better version of you out there. It's just about you, and this makes things simpler. So maybe as we are winding up, maybe do you have maybe a question for me or a question for the channel, or
Yeah. So if you've heard of the saying that goes like, you can't compete where you don't compare. What's like when you hear that, what
what
comes
comes
to
to your
mind?
mind? Okay, you can't compete
Where you don't compare.
where you don't compare. So like you kind of have to compare for you to compete. Yeah, like I feel like with that saying, I feel like you yeah, like naturally you just have to compare. But maybe like I feel like the healthy way to compare is maybe just comparing it with yourself, when like competing with yourself and comparing with where you were yesterday. Maybe that is a healthy way. And also pia kuna pia healthy comparison with outward look. Like maybe sometimes you just have to look outside to see how things are at your level, to test your capability. To find problems out there, you have to look outside and compare situations. But I feel like still, despite all that, you just have to ask yourself if you are striving to be a better person. Because I can give you an example. Kuna those spaces yenye maybe money wise you are getting a lot of it, but it's not serving you as an individual. Like unapata it's making you to turn out to be a worst and worst and worst version of yourself. There are things that maybe they're putting you into depression. Alafu kuna certain place also, like still money wise it's coming out good, but not compared as the other one. But this one is a money that serves you. This is a money that builds relationship. This is a money that builds your health. This is a money that builds your mental capacity also. So unaona, in those two spaces, like yes, we can compare like outward, like I feel like bado the punchline is the impact is playing in an individual basis. So at the end of the day, there's it like, yeah, I can compare the best shoes, but is it serving me or is it controlling me? I can, yeah. So if it is something that serves you, I feel like you can subscribe to it. Because honestly speaking, I want the best house, I want the best car, but here the punchline is I want to be in the best relationship with the prettiest girl. But the punchline is, does it serve me? If it doesn't, then there is no point to it. Does it control me? If it does, then there is no point to it. Yeah, so that is how I will put it. How about you?
You can't compete where you can't compare. Where you
Yeah,
don't compare,
yeah,
I'd say uh, comparison to other people. Like you said, someone here might have a better watch than me. someone here might have a better car than me. So obviously we don't compare. So I cannot compete with him. But if the basis of my comparison is myself, definitely I can compete. Last year I didn't have a car.
Yeah.
Last year I didn't have a watch. Now I have one.
Yeah.
I just need to strive, get a better one than the version of me this year has. So I think that would be my breakdown of that saying. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, that is well put. And maybe my final question is, what is that outstanding phrase that you interacted with this week? Ama, what did you learn this week and you feel comfortable sharing?
Uh, Phrase.
Yeah.
Uh, the forest draws its the forest draws its power from your weakness.
Okay.
So uh, my interpretation of it is the forest being the universe. Uh, if you have fear, obviously you'll find reason to be scared. I don't know if you're on the same page.
Yeah, yeah,
Like if
yeah,
I'm in a forest, I'm scared of snakes. If I hear a creak in the branches, first instinct, look up, is there a snake? So I would say we just need to limit, we need to be sure of where our weaknesses are so that when the forest, now when the universe counters with our weaknesses, we've already learned mechanisms of how to overcome that weakness and proceed. Because we can't remain stagnated just because you don't know the next what will happen next. You have to clear this. You have to do life as a the fear of not making it, not the fear of not making it, not
hinder you
force you in bed,
in med
in bed like
in bed or
usikukalishe kwa kitanda
tanda.
ati I won't make it,
Yeah.
so acha tu nikae hapa juu. You've already predetermined the end. Like if let's actually use the forest. If we are actually going through a forest, we know wild animals, but we have to get to the end.
Yeah.
So just because kuna wild animals doesn't mean acha tubaki hapa ngoja zilale tuende.
Ama tungoje zikufe
Tungoje zikufe ndio tuende.
tuende.
We have to brave the storm. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that would be the most outstanding thing I learned this week. Yeah.
Yeah, and the way you using like a forest is a good example because many people are like, no one knows about tomorrow, like no one really knows about it. So I feel like it is just our responsibility kuangalia the way whatever you are doing today can impact you. And the more you do that, like I'll just give you an example. Like you've heard of atomic habits. Yeah. So like everything compounds. Like if today I decided to focus on negative things, eventually, like it will compound to something negative bigger. You know, like I'll just give you an example. Like we know like effect of alcohol is liver cirrhosis. So the more you do it, the more uko na higher chances of getting liver cirrhosis. So pia, the more pia you read books, like after a big span of time, like the more likely utakuwa na higher perspective on things, and you don't have to be reading like a whole book today, maybe a chapter a day or just a topic a week, you know. Honestly speaking, at the end of the day itakuwa different, and this applies to all the subjects and all the fields. So I feel like, and this is all about just being in the present. Like if you're in the present, try to do something impactful, something positive in your well-being. The more you do that, I feel like unakuwa too so wired to it, and you are, because let me just give you an example. The more kama hiyo the fears you mentioned, the more you focus on your fear, the more disadvantages you are more likely to, compared to someone who's facing the fear. So when you face the fear, you become more and more and more courageous, and it just magnifies, and
You know
things
how to
even
maneuver.
and things get even better and better and better. But the more I focus on my fear, the more I become more and more and more fearful, to a point now I'll be going back. And the good example of the forest that you've mentioned, okay, maybe we've just covered a quarter of the journey. So if I tend to be more, like if I focus on my fear, honestly speaking, it will magnify. And the more it will be magnifying, hadi ndo nitakuwa ninarudi nyuma, ndaanza kurudi nyuma. Then funny enough, I don't know where these wild animals are. So hakuna sad thing like ukulwe na wanyama when you had given up, you know. Alafu I feel like the more courageous you are, the more like ina magnifies. So earlier maybe your courage itakuwa tu like going to the unknown, na the more it magnifies itakuwa even now facing the unknown, now facing the known, now to a point now hadi ukikutana na lion utakuwa more confident like I've covered half of the journey, man, let me fight it.
Yeah.
Ikinichukua ni sawa.
So,
Yeah.
I'm already halfway through.
Yeah.
I just have to finish the other half.
Yeah.
So,
Alafu, yeah, universe works mentally.
yeah.
You even facing it, it can maybe escape. Like, yani, that is funny. Like you just deciding to face it, like something magic can happen. Something magic can happen. Yeah, and I guess maybe do you have a wrap up?
Maybe I just say we should try and be consistent. Consistency beats speed any day.
Mm-hmm.
Any day.
Any day.
We might be going somewhere. Um, it's let's say we are traveling somewhere. You might live here. You might use a shorter route, but it has the distances where you can use maximum speed are minimal. Let's say you're going through a town. You can't go through a town at a high speed. But if I use the scenic route, I can use the same speed and possibly get there before you. I don't have to make many stops because maybe I need to refill, maybe I'm tired, maybe I need to do this. So I'll just consistency. If I do it today, I do it tomorrow, I do it the next day, I do it day after, regardless of how I feel, you'll, you'll be in a better position than someone who says, let me do this today. I'll do this bulk today. Tomorrow I'll skip. I'll skip the next. I'll skip the next. Then I do some bulk the next day. You'll be at an advantage if you're consistent, and if you do things in bulk or let's say fast in a fast paced way. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and also have faith. Always always bet on yourself. Like in a casino, they say the house always wins. You're the house. Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself. So yeah, I'd just leave you with that. Always bet on yourself.
Yeah, that is profound.
Yeah.
And thank you, man. Thank you.
Anytime.